Okay, so in this video, I'm going to go through some of the questions on the quiz for section 1.4, which is comparing two categorical variables, where they aren't really addressed in the instruction. So that comes along with the term association. So I'm going to talk about association and what that means. So ultimately, they're asking you if there's an association. And so when it's yes, that's because the bars look different across categories. So remember that the categories appear on the bottom of the graph. If it's no, then the bars look similar. Notice I'm not saying the same, they look similar. They're close to where I can't find an association. Okay, so we're going to look at both kinds of bar graphs. So there's just the side-by-side bar graph and then the segmented bar graph. So for the side-by-side, we're looking at essentially cutting the graphs in half, right? So these are two different graphs I'm looking at. Do these look different or do they look similar? So if they look similar, then I'm going to say that there is no association. So this first one with pet and lunch preferences, there's no association because those are very close to each other. If they look different, which is what's happening in the coffee preferences, that means that there is association. Okay, so I'm looking at, do they look different? If they look different, there is association like the coffee preferences. If they look similar, then there is not association like the pet and lunch preferences. This is actually the same graph just shown as a segmented, so we can see how the segmented looks similar. So this is still going to have no association because it is actually the same data. So since comparing these two bars, they look similar, there is no association. And then if we look at the effects of mint on taste, if we look at each bar, they look different. And so that means that there is an association. So those are the only things that I saw in the quizzes that were different from what was in the instruction. And I felt like the definition of association, he talked about it, but he didn't really show examples. So hopefully those visuals help you determine whether something has an association or not.